we have amongst us a very, very special guest who has traveled a very long distance to come and meet with us. And because we are running about 7 to 8 minutes early, I'm going to invite, and I'm going to say nothing more, and leave it to Dr. Jerrold Grodin to tell you about this very exceptional individual. Dr. Grodin, please come on over. The AV guys, can you please put up the slides for Dr. Grodin? We are just going to move a little early.
Let me take you back in time. Let me take you back 71 years to 1943, to World War II. The United States has been waging war against the Axis powers for 2 years. Let me now introduce you to Sgt Francis Noble, who in 1943 was 21 years old and was serving in North Africa as a top turret gunner and a B-25 Mitchell bomber. It is now March 20th, 1943, and Sgt. Noble's crew is preparing for a bombing run on a German naval convoy just off the coast of Anzio, Italy. In this amazing photo, we see Sgt. Noble's name listed in the flight roster. And we also see Sgt. Noble, the short guy, talking to the rest of his crew as they prepare for the mission. In this next, also amazing photo, we again see the short guy, Sgt. Noble, talking to his crew moments before that fateful flight to Anzio, Italy. In this photograph, we see his bomber squadron, the 321st, taking off into clear skies on the morning of March 20th, 1943, navigating a northeasterly course from the coast of North Africa to Anzio, Italy. Just as they are approaching their target, according to this official Army report, Sgt. Noble's squadron was attacked by many German Messerschmitt Me-109 fighters, and a fierce dogfight ensued. During the aerial battle, Sgt. Noble's gun turret was shattered, and he was wounded by a bullet over his left eye, causing profuse bleeding. Yet still, he was able to shoot down 3 of the German fighters. During the heavy exchange of gunfire, their own aircraft was heavily damaged, and they had to crash land their bomber into the Mediterranean. When they ditched their aircraft, it struck the water with such force that the fuselage shattered into 3 pieces and stayed afloat for only 20 seconds before it began to sink. By the time Sgt. Noble was able to inflate his vest, the craft was already underwater. And the vest then catapulted him to the surface, where the surviving crew members were able to pull into a rubber raft, a survival raft. Now, the crew stayed adrift in their tiny raft for 18 hours before they were able to paddle ashore onto an isolated North African beach, only to find themselves cold, hungry, injured, and more than 50 miles behind German lines. Sgt. Noble had sustained a deep laceration over his left leg when he exited the sinking airplane, as well as a severe back injury, which he sustained from the tremendous impact when the aircraft hit the water. Wounded and weary, the crew crawled up off the beach, and they found a heavily wooded area where they were able to hide, start a fire, dry their clothes, and tend to their wounds. For the next 6 days and nights, These valiant American warriors arduously made their way toward Allied lines, and they evaded several German patrols, one of which came so close that they could actually hear the enemy talking. Finally, after 1 week from the day they took off for their mission, they made it back to British lines, and they were eventually returned to their base, alive and in good spirits. Now, let me return from the time of World War II. Let us leave the Mediterranean basin, and let us fast forward 71 years to the present, to October of 2014. And let me introduce you to the Sgt Noble who I first met. A 92-year-old gentleman who presented with class 3 heart failure, syncope, a loud systolic ejection murmur, an absent A2, and pulsus parvus et tardus. Obviously, we were thinking about critical aortic stenosis, which was confirmed with this echocardiogram, showing a p-velocity across the valve of 4.2 meters per second and a mean gradient of 39 millimeters mercury. He also, as you can see, had preserved LV systolic function. Now, given the fact that he had had a CABG in 2008, we then proceeded with a left heart cath, showing that his myocardium remained well revascularized with the patent limit to the LAD and patent saphenous vein grafts to both the right PDA and the diagonal vessels respectively. You can also see that he has an AICD BIV device, which had been implanted for complete heart block 2 years previously. Given his advanced age, given the prior CABG, it was obvious that he was a TAVR candidate, and our MD-CT then confirmed these measurements, which led us to the choice of a 29 core valve. This device was uneventfully implanted on October the 14th, 2014. Now I want to introduce you to the post-TAVR Sgt Noble, with this slide showing the dramatic improvement post-procedure. And this next picture was taken just last week when I was over visiting with the Nobles at their home. When President Lincoln delivered his second inaugural address on March the 4th, 1865, he made a solemn promise to our American nation. With malice toward none, and with charity for all, with firmness in the right God gives us to see the right, let us strive on to finish the work we are in and to bind up the nation's wounds, to care for him who shall have borne the battle and for his widow or his orphan. Promise made, promise kept. Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed honored. Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed honored and privileged to have Mr. Sgt Francis Noble and his family here with us today. Sgt Noble, might you please come up so that we, your fellow citizens, and your grateful nation can say thank you. Subhash, would you please come up as well?
There is nothing better to have one veteran honor another. Let me tell you that Dr. Jerrold Grodin is a 3-time war veteran who has served 3 tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan. We have Mr. Noble, and along with you, Mr. Noble, we have the entire team, because this is an effort that was made together because multiple doctors worked together to serve you, sir. I have Dr. Samping, the Chief of Anesthesia. I have Dr. Sherling Sai behind me, Mr. Noble, who is the vascular surgeon, Dr. Jerrold Grodin, Dr. Michael Jessen, come on, please. Dr. Jeff Hastings, he's hiding because he's shy. Come on over. He's right there. He's right there behind you. Jeff, you need to come up here. Of course, Dr. Berlakis. And I would like to say, we should also invite Mrs. Noble, without whose support. Is that right, Mr. Noble? We always thank our spouses and wives. Is that right, Mrs. Noble? We always do that.
Of course.
Mrs. Noble, please come on over.
My guiding light.
Mr. Noble, say a few words.
Yes, I think I've been rewarded enough in life with this here operation, and I have never thought I'd ever get out of that rut I was in, but I have got out of it, and it was well worth it. And I'm so thankful that I can't see nothing else but the benefits that I have received. And I appreciate everything that's been done here, and it's to help people who are in bad physical condition. But I still appreciate the doctor's treatments, and I'm sort of cantankerous a little bit, so it ain't easy to handle it with me. In other words, it's not an easy mark, let's put it that way. But I enjoyed it was tough to go through it, but the thought of feeling better was more stronger in my feelings than anything, because I hated it. I'd never been ill before in my life. I was always healthy, and that was quite a change in life for me. And I appreciated the doctor so well that I think he's part of my family already.
Mr. Noble, thank you very much. And you are definitely the highlight of our conference. Thank you.
I appreciate everything very much.
This is,
This is an iPad with Dallas CVI lectures loaded personally for Mr. Noble.
right.
Oh,
Now you have an iPad too.
Oh,
Okay, that's your gift from us.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, come, I'll help you get down.
Okay, then, thank you.
Oh, I know you.
Come on over. The break is now due. I hope it was well worth it.